Welcome to the Stateless Standard, where we brandish the golden torch against the smoldering ruins of empire's hypocrisies, exposing the ironies that forged chains from victory parades. Today, we confront a chapter of American history as audacious as it is appalling. Operation Paperclip, the clandestine importation of 1,600 Nazi scientists and war criminals into the heart of the land of the free. Penned by historian Annie Jacobson in her exhaustive Operation Paperclip, this saga reveals not mere opportunism, but a deliberate Nazification of the U.S. military-industrial complex, all in the name of beating back the Red Menace. Did we conquer fascism only to bottle its essence and spritz it into our own veins? We shall unpack this Faustian bargain with scholarly precision and the cynicism it so richly, ruefully demands. Kindle your skepticism. The shadows ahead are long. Our prologue unfolds in the rubble of 1945 Europe, where Allied victory unearthed a Pandora's arsenal, Nazi ingenuity, forged in the fires of atrocity. Wernher von Braun, the V-2 rocket maestro whose wonder weapons, built by slave labor in Dora Mittelbau, claiming 20,000 lives, had terrorized London, now courted Uncle Sam with boyish charm. But von Braun was no outlier. Jacobson's ledger tallies 1,600 hires, rocket engineers, chemists, physicians, intelligence operatives, many with SS tattoos, others splashed with Nuremberg blood. Adolf Thiel, von Braun's deputy, oversaw underground factories where prisoners dropped like spent casings. Walter Schreiber, Wehrmacht Surgeon General, greenlit typhus experiments on gypsies at Buchenwald. Hubertus Strughold, the father of space medicine, oversaw Dachau's high-altitude tortures, freezing inmates to simulate ejection seats. Convicted monsters rubbed elbows with the acquitted. Some never faced the dock, their files sealed by American patrons. Before Nuremberg's gavel fell, dozens toiled for U.S. forces in occupied Germany, dissecting their own horrors under olive-drab supervision. The mechanics? A bureaucratic sleight of hand dubbed Operation Overcast, rebranded Paperclip for the clips swapping swastikas on dossiers. Truman's 1945 directive barred ardent Nazis, but Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, ever the linguists, redefined ardent as mere enthusiasm. Backgrounds bleached. Slave drivers became team players, human vivisectors, innovators. By 1947, they fanned out. Von Braun to Redstone Arsenal in Alabama, scripting NASA's moonshot. Strughold to Randolph Air Force Base in Texas, pioneering aviation medicine. Others dotted the map. Boston Harbor for naval rocketry, Long Island for aerodynamics, Ohio for propulsion. The unlucky fled to Argentina's Peronist embrace. Trial transcripts? Classified, lest they spotlight American complicity. Some experts were charlatans, crash-coursed in their trades by their new overlords. Cynical footnote: in the race for brains, morality was the first casualty, a fire sale where genocide's graduates fetched top dollar, their curricula vitae redacted in red, white, and blue. But Paperclip was no mere headhunt. It was a transfusion of the Third Reich's dark elixir into the American vein. Denazification decrees idled German labs, yet the U.S., ever the pragmatist, revived them in shadows, expanding Luftwaffe facilities into sprawling complexes. Nazi spies, mostly SS alumni, morphed into Gehlen organization assets, torturing Soviet POWs for intel in post-war Bavaria. The alchemy accelerated. Von Braun's cabal didn't just loft satellites, they evangelized nuclear-tipped rockets, birthing the intercontinental ballistic missile, a doomsday deterrent dreamed in Hitler's bunkers. Those same bunker architects who entombed the Führer beneath Berlin now carved subterranean citadels in Maryland's Catoctin Mountains and Virginia's Blue Ridge, fortresses for the free world. The poison spread wider. Nazi chemists, architects of tabun and sarin nerve agents, gases that convulsed Allied fears, tutored Fort Detrick's bioweapons wonks. Thalidomide's tainted legacy? A German innovation repackaged for U.S. trials. Human experimentation? Enthusiastically adopted from MKUltra's acid trips to Edgewood Arsenal's hallucinogenic horrors. New horrors bloomed. VX nerve gas, deadlier than sarin. Agent Orange, that dioxin-drenched defoliant that scarred Vietnam's jungles and jeans. Even NASA's silver spires bore swastika scars. Von Braun's team weaponized the stars, proposing orbital platforms for atomic Armageddon. Permanent war calcified as creed, science über alles, human cost a rounding error. A 1953 Rochester Junior Chamber of Commerce gala toasted a V-1 buzz bomb mastermind. Walt Disney's TV specials faded Dora's slave driver, his atrocities airbrushed to amiable eccentricity. Eisenhower, in his 1961 farewell, decried the military-industrial complex, then casually name-dropped a Paperclip alumnus as exemplar of the scientific technological elite. Irony or inoculation? The midwife? Harry S. Truman, that Missouri haberdasher thrust to the throne, whose Cold War calculus trumped conscience. Genuine Soviet dread mingled with fabricated phantoms, intelligence briefs ghost-written by Goebbels' heirs inflating the bear's claws. VP Henry Wallace pitched Paperclip as a jobs bonanza for Yank engineers. Truman, eyeing the chessboard, signed off. Critics bayed. The Federation of American Scientists, Albert Einstein, physicists Hans Bethe and Victor Weisskopf penned missives scorching the scheme. Bethe and Weisskopf's 1946 Jeremiad rings eternal. Did the fact that the Germans might save the nation millions of dollars imply that permanent residence and citizenship could be bought? Could the United States count on them to work for peace when their indoctrinated hatred against the Russians might contribute to increase the divergence between the great powers? Had the war been fought to allow Nazi ideology to creep into our educational and scientific institutions by the back door? Do we want science at any price? Truman, unmoved, ballooned the beast via the 1947 National Security Act, birthing the CIA, a paperclip playground where ex-Gestapoed in Langley basements. Truman's ledger? Atomic infernos over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the Korean meat grinder, covert capers from Iran to Guatemala. His chemical warfare service pored over Nazi gas recipes. Pharma titan George Merck peddled vaccines while whispering biothreats. The US, it seems, required scant Nazification. Our eugenics labs inspired Dachau's doctors. Our Philippine pacification previewed the Eastern Front. Immunity blanketed not just Nazis but Unit 731's Japanese vivisectors. Guatemala's syphilitic orphans? A stateside sequel. Skeptical summation. Operation Paperclip endures not as aberration but accelerant, turbocharging an empire already steeped in realpolitics brine. We vanquished the thousand-year Reich, then imported its architects to blueprint our endless war machine. A hierarchy where innovation excuses infamy, where the torch of progress blinds to the pyres beneath. Profound in its perversion, profane in its pragmatism. Did it birth the beast, or merely feed it steroids? The labs hum on. The question lingers like fallout. Charming in a sociopath's memoir. Calculated to the last decimal. That's our torch-scorched tour of American Nazification. A saga where victory's spoils soured into self-sabotage. If this elixir curdled your exceptionalism, subscribe to the Stateless Standard for more merciless reckonings. Comment below, Paperclip progress or Pandora's pipeline. Like, share, and return as we cauterize another canker of conceit. Until then, audit the architects, stay vigilant, stay stateless, stay free.